Well, hello and welcome to another exciting week of the board build. My name's James. I'll be guiding you through the tour of everything that's going on with the surfboard. Well, I'm sorry that I haven't put anything up in a while. Oh, here comes that logo again. Alright, this here is how it looks at this stage in the build. We're looking at the tail section now, kind of coming in. These are the pieces I'll be putting in this evening. These are not glued in at the time. They're kind of clamped in, kind of being held in place so I can get some markings. A little fancy footwork in here, jugging around the board. Okay. This piece of wood is kind of how I got the start. Now you can't lay this piece of wood this way, because it doesn't exactly make it all the way to there. Otherwise you have to put it at an angle like that and it doesn't really work very well. And I think I went over this before last time, but well, I'll go over it again anyway. Because you can never be too sure. It's been a couple months and I try to watch them as often as I can, but it doesn't always work out that way. Alright, you have to lay the board in this way to get the curvature all the way to flow through and have the same thickness at the other end, kind of like this end here. Because you want to have that at least an inch or two inside, just for strength. If you laid it flat, you wouldn't be able to get that way. All right, here we are. I got my first piece is set up on top of the other piece, and it's kind of like a before and after kind of thing. I'm going to show you here. You want to leave a couple inches out past your rail. You want to be able to grind that down to that so you get a nice flush finish. If you were to set that right straight dead at that rail and you have a problem somewhere along the line, you're going to end up making your board smaller and smaller and smaller. And you don't want to have that happen. You definitely want your board to be wide enough. Alright, I'm drawing out my pattern on my bottom piece. I'm going to cut it just like that top piece. Here's the other side. Just mark your and score your line very dark, and dark enough to see it. Alright, I got my piece clamped down, got my markings good and ready to go. Now another good tip that I'd like to give out is when you go to cut your wood, you definitely want to stay maybe just outside your line, like a 16th, you know, it doesn't have to be exact. Because if you cut off too much the first time, you can't grow the wood back. You got to grab another piece of wood and you're going to end up costing yourself some time and money. So better to be safe than sorry. Just cut just outside your line. That's what I'm doing here. Some good sawing action going. This is a yeah, there you go. And you see I'm just outside the line. It doesn't really show up that great on the camera, but it really is. It really sets it up so you can get it ground down right dead to the line, and it'll be perfect. Now I'm gonna do a little trick right here. I got a little excess underneath the line. It's actually I'm using a cheap Walmart frickin' piece of junk saw, and the blade doesn't run very straight down in the wood. But this is a little trick my dad taught me. Just kind of jug it to one side and you can get it to line up a little bit straighter and cut that wood nice and straight. You must wear your safety mask. This dust is very fine. It will clog your lungs. Oh, and your safety glasses. That's what I used to use back when I was grinding, but now I'm using swimmer's goggles. They work a lot better. I'm telling you, the dust from cedar it's very fine and very sharp, and it's just that way. I don't know how other way to explain it. Alright, just sit back and watch a little grinding techniques. Oops, don't do that. You can see where I just jabbed into it, and I'm kind of doing that. That's alright now in the process, because I got so much I have to grind off. Now this is after I glued it all up. I did the cutout. This is after gluing, as we did before. Now I coughed up some money and bought me a tripod so I can get some good footage of this going on. So now we get a little more action, like work in progress, and get some of the technique. Grinding, you always want to pull it. Just pull it towards you. When you try to go forward, it's going to gouge in and dig in, and when you get really close to it, you don't want to have that happen. It's going to be tough to fix unless you end up with a board looking like it's got wood patches from wood glue, and I mean not wood glue, but wood putty. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm taking it down just a little bit to the rail right here, kind of shaping it in, and you can see it's already starting to get a little bit of shape. Kick back and listen to the music a little bit. Some groovy stuff, isn't it? The music's from my band, by the way. Well, yeah. I'd like to advertise my band right now. Maybe I should take the time, huh? Well, it was Life Today. Now I'm in another band called Altered Minds. They didn't do the music though, but that was from Life Today. But you can check them out. They're on the web somewhere. I think we got a MySpace page. I don't think it has that song on it, but I've kind of just been using that instrumental for the show, for the board build. Alright, another thing I'm doing here is I'm feathering. Now I'm gouging. And I'm taking it down. You can see where it's squared off, and I've got a long way to go. So what I'm doing is just using lots of pressure right there. Alright, that looks like that's it. Alright, just work on your sanding techniques if you've gotten that far, or if you're building one like this. Other than that, thanks a lot. Come by next time. See you later.